What's up everybody? Welcome back to another lesson video. Today in this guitar hack series, we've done all kinds of them and you guys asked for Nuno and I was like, yo, Nuno is like top 3 guitar players for me. So of course I wanted to do a Nuno guitar hack video, and there's a couple things that really jumped out when I thought of this video. The first thing I was like, oh, he does this all the time and it sounds so cool. So we're gonna dive into this one. If you don't know what these guitar hacks are, basically we're just taking a real simple idea from a legendary guitar player, doing something very similar to theirs, shifting it a little bit, and then kind of doing our own thing with it just a little bit to tweak it, and you can run with it and do your own thing. So if you want the tabs, those are linked down below. You can also just use the tabs that are going to be featured in the video, and let's get it. Nuno time, baby. Wow! Okay, so here's the hack. We're going to talk about Nuno's muting and use of open strings. Now I'm not trying to get a Nuno tone. This is my normal tone. These are EMG retroactive pickups, so it's a little bit hotter of a sound than what I normally use, but I was like, whatever, we're just gonna roll with it. So let's talk about his muting and his use of open strings, and he just does so many cool things. Obviously, in my opinion, Nuno comes from the school of Eddie, where Eddie had amazing muting and open string usage, and Nuno does such a unique thing with it that doesn't sound like Eddie. So here we go. So idea number 1 is the most Nuno-y one out of all of them. It's gonna go like this. So we have this, and all I'm doing here is it's basically, in my mind, like an A Mixolydian thing. But I'm using open strings in here, and regardless if the open string is in key or in the scale, it doesn't really matter. It's more of like a feel situation. So I'm going to go open on the low E string, and I'm hammering on to 3rd fret to 5th fret. And I use my pointer and middle finger. You're welcome to use your pointer and ring. I find that just using these two helps because of the neck shape involved. And work on just doing that and get that real rolling kind of like thud to it, because it's not this. Hear how, like, as I change my right hand placement, it just changes the tone completely. So you have that. And next we go to the A string. You're going to go open 4-5. Now this is not a carbon copy of a Nuno lick. He does something similar to it. His is a little bit cooler than what I do. Okay, so open 4-5. Same techniques. Hit the open, hammer on to 4, hammer on to 5. Heavy palm muting. See? So the way you get that is I'm kind of pushing in on the strings a little bit. Again, very heavy palm mute. Now all I'm doing is I take the same shape and I move it up in octaves with the appropriate open string on whatever string I'm playing. So I go to the next one, I'm going to go open D, hammer on 5, hammer on 7. Okay? And I'm going to go to the G, open, hammer on 6, hammer on 7. Okay? Now again, palm muting is the key to getting it to sound like Nuno. And getting that real strong palm mute gets more difficult as you get to the thinner strings. Okay? We're going to move up again, and you're going to go open, hammer on 8, hammer on 10, open, hammer on 9, hammer on 11. I'm sorry, hammer on 10. So on to lick number 2, I want to do kind of like a lesser version of lick number 1, a little bit easier. If that first one was giving you trouble, because for one, it travels a lot of the fingerboard, and we're using 2 different shapes. I'm going to show you one that's pretty much one shape all the way through it. You can tweak it a little bit if you want, but overall, this one is the same concept, but it just sticks an E minor pentatonic. That other one, to me, was like an A Mixolydian, which to me is very Nuno. Nuno likes to have that minor 7 and major 3rd kind of thing going around a lot in his playing. He's always bouncing major and minor. But this one we're going to go like this. So there's the lick with no variation, just keeping the pattern the same, and it sounds fine to me, even though there's a couple notes that are technically not in the scale. But But anyways, we're gonna go like this. It's open, hammer on 5, hammer on 7, and I'm adding that heavy palm mute again. Now, this one we have a little bit of a step back situation coming on. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, go to the A string, exactly the same. Everything is open 5, 7. D. Now, instead of continuing on like we did with the other one, I jump back a string. This is a very common thing to do, you know. Now, what I'm doing to add a little bit of a variation is on the last set, I'm really digging in and getting a pinch harmonic. Nuno is using pinch harmonics all the time in his playing. Like that. So I release a lot of the mute and I add that hammer on. So you can either have it all muted, if you like that sound more, or you can add that little variant that I'm adding in there with that down pick hammer-on harmonic. Again, this is a very like Eddie Nuno thing. So now I'm going to start over again, but I'm starting on the A. Open 5, 7. Open 5, 7 on the D. Open 5, 7 on the G. Okay, so that one, normally if you wanted to stick to your pentatonic, you would need to slide back and stay to that that 4th fret on the G. But for this one, since it's kind of like going by so fast, I'm just ignoring the scale and I'm thinking more of a pattern, which is much more of an Eddie thing to do. So, okay. Now again, I apply the same techniques. Heavy palm mute, and that last one I'm doing a picked harmonic just to add a little bit of variation. But you could mute it all if you wanted to. And I'm using down picks on everything, actually. I think the down picks sound better than ups. Okay, now, same thing. We're going to start on the D. Open 5, 7. Open 5, 7 on the G. Open 5, 7 on the B. Okay. Again, ignoring the scale. Your normal pentatonic box would be 5, 8. Okay, but who cares? We're doing what we want because that's what we want to do. And we're just gonna do that. Okay? One more time. Open, hammer on 5 on the G to 7, same on the B, same on the high string. Okay? Now get to where you can add them all. And if adding that little non-muted harmonic is giving you trouble, stick the mutes for now, or try doing it all unmuted. Just get used to where this pattern, kind of figure out one hand first and then tackle the other, then put them together. So. And the final one here is kind of like my own lick. Still, to me, has a lot of that Nuno flavor into it, but I wanted to do something that wasn't ascending, that was more descending. Still kind of that arpeggiated sound, heavy palm muting. So to me, I still hear the Nuno in it, but you might be like, that doesn't sound like Nuno. And it's because, well, no one sounds like Nuno but Nuno. So here's the lick. So again, very Nuno-y in my opinion, and this kind of like arpeggiated vibe. So I'm kind of thinking more, you know, I wanted to do some string skipping, which Nuno does a lot of string skipping in his stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll kind of throw that in here in my version and act like I'm cool, but I'm not. I'm just stealing more Nuno stuff. So anyways, the lick is this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going, yeah, I was making sure I was playing that right. I'm basically going to go 7, pull off to 5, pull off to open on the high string. Now I skip a string and I go to the G and I'm going to play 6. Then I go back to 5 on the high string. And that's kind of it. Okay? And what I do is I just simply move everything up a string. You know, pretty simple. Okay, so I'm going to go 7, pull off to 5, pull off to open on the beat. Then I go to 7 on the D, and then back to that 5 on the B. Now again, all of this you have to remember, heavy palm muting is involved. And the timing of it all is like those first 3 notes are very fast. It's not all spaced out the same. Okay? Okay, and then Now I'm going to go 4, pull off to 2, pull off to open on the B. Then I go to 4 on the D, and then 2 on the B. Okay? There we go. And there you have it, Nuno hack. Hopefully you dug that one. Like I said, I've stolen a lot of stuff from Nuno, but those were just a couple of things that really jumped out at me as soon as I started thinking of the idea for the video. So other than that, guys, I will see you all later. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. And let me know who should we cover next. You know, who should be the next guitar hack video. So until then, see you all later. Let's do, if you made it to the end of the video, hashtag Nuno. That's what you do. Hashtag Nuno. So I'll see you guys all later. Have a good rest of your day. Woo!